So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to weigh the lye. I need to have 4.84 ounces of it. I'm just going to weigh the oils, which in this case for this recipe I'm using 34.81 ounces. Alright, now I'm going to add the water to my container. I need, let's see, close to 10 ounces of water, and that includes a water discount, which for hot process I don't think I'm supposed to do a water discount, so I'm probably going to add a couple more ounces, and I'm going to leave it at 12 ounces since during the cook a lot of the water is going to evaporate. So there we go. Okay, the next step is to add the lye to the water, but I'm gonna do that in a place with more ventilation. I will be wearing my goggles and gloves. I'm also gonna do it gradually, not everything at once, just a little bit at a time, and then I'm gonna stir it with a spoon, and I'm gonna keep my head away from it so that I don't breathe any fumes that may come up. So I have the lye water here, and today I'm using a candy thermometer because later on I will want to be able to measure the temperature of the soap, not just the surface, and sometimes the laser thermometers only tell you what the surface temperature is. So the lye water right now it's almost at 150, and I don't know if I need to wait or not, since this is gonna be cooked anyway. Perhaps I don't need to wait. As far as the soaps go, let me see. Let me take the temperature and let you know. Alright, the oils seem to be at around 120. I'm gonna go ahead and add the lye water to the oils, since I'm gonna be cooking this anyway. And I'm gonna go try to add it from the side so that it doesn't splatter. Alright, and I'm going to just stir it at first. Then I'm gonna bring my stick blender in, because my recipe has a lot of solid oils and butters and fats. It's supposed to go through the phases of hot process really fast. Now I can count probably in one hand the number of times that I've done hot process soap. I'm not very experienced on it. I prefer to do cold process, but because of the fragrance for this soap, I'm going with hot process so that I can make it go longer. Alright, so I'm gonna blend it and I'll bring you back in. Alright, so it has come to trace, and I'm going to, this is probably the last time I'm going to use the blender. So now I'm going to cover it, and I move the slow cooker from keep warm to low. And from that on, I'm just going to be checking on it every 15 minutes. Alright, so it's been more like 12 minutes, and I came to check on it. I can see that it's very thick. So what I'm going to do, what I'm doing, is I'm moving what's on the edges towards the center. It's still not in any of the stages that I've read about and that I've watched in videos that I'm supposed to be looking for, but it looks like it might be getting there soon. So I will be checking every 10 minutes. Okay, while the soap continues to cook, I wanted to show you the fragrance that I'm going to be using. Is Frankincense and Myrrh, and it's EO and FO blend, which means essential oils and fragrance oils. And if you can see right here, it says that the vanilla has a flash point of 172, and I believe the essential oils have a lower flash point, which is 150, and that means that or 160, something like that. What it means is that at that temperature is going to evaporate. So when it comes to time to add the fragrance, I'm going to wait until the temperature comes down to at 160 or less. Now these are the embeds that I'm going to be using. It's some crowns that I made with Subto and some stars. Since this is Frankincense and Myrrh, it made me think of the three wise men and the gifts they brought. So I also made this little things. They're supposed to be like you know, boxes where they brought their gifts. The vanilla content in the fragrance is about 8%, which means it's gonna get quite dark brown. All right, so it's been about 28 minutes since I first put it, and I guess it's not quite in that separation phase, but it's close. The idea is that the oils, the liquid oils, they separate, they break down, and I thought I might be there, but it doesn't look like I'm quite there yet. I don't know. This is going to be a guesswork for me. I'll keep waiting. Alright, it has been 15 minutes since I last show you what was going on, and it looks similar to what I was watching on that other video as what it's called the separation stage. And this video is from Soaping 101. It's her hot process recipe video. So I guess that's what it is. She says that's the first stage, when it looks like the oils separate or break up a bit. And after this, what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to stir it so that it all becomes one again. Welcome back. Remember how I told you how I had reached that first separation stage? Apparently I hadn't, because this looks more like the separation stage. Like you can see oil right here, very liquidy. So I don't know. That's probably one of the reasons why I don't like making hot process soap. I don't make it enough to know each stage. Either that was that first stage, or maybe this is the third stage, the opposite. I don't know. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. Then I will know for next time. But I don't see it building up air just yet. What I do notice that the soap temperature is supposed to be 200 or less, or else I have the risk of it overcooking or burning. So I'm also gonna take the temperature, and it's getting close to 200. So we'll see. All right, it is almost at 200. So yeah, it almost reached 200, and I'm afraid of it overheating or overcooking. So what I'm going to do now, and the way it's looking, I mean, you can tell this is going through gel phase, I guess. It's looking, I would think it's looking like Vaseline. It looks glossy, most of it. So what I will do, well, first I'm gonna go maybe look at another video for hot process. But for now, to keep it from overheating, I'm just going to cover it and leave it ajar so that some of the steam escapes and it doesn't build up. I really don't have intentions of using the soap right away. My intention is not to complete the process today. I just want to start the saponification process and then get it to a low temperature that I can add the fragrance. So I'll see what happens in 15 minutes. All right, so I went and I read another website. I looked up the Handcrafted Soap Guild, I believe it was, .org. And they said that when the soap looks like Vaseline, then it's pretty much cooked. And what it is that it will have this glossy appearance, which I think mine has, and that it will feel like wax to the touch. I'm not gonna touch it, so I'm just gonna take a guess on that. And what I need to do next, according to that, is just turn off the slow cooker and let it come to the temperature that I need to add the fragrance, which in my case is 170. They recommend 180 or less. Alright, so it looks like the temperature now is 160 or so, and I can tell that the top looks different now. It looks like dry soap. So I'm going to, actually the top is crunchy and crusty, and I can tell that underneath is still somewhat soft. So what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna try to blend it all together, and I'm going to add the fragrance. Okay, so I have put 1.5 ounces of the fragrance here, which is most of the bottle since this is only 2 ounces. It smells really nice. It smells very perfume-like, but in a subtle and sweet, but not too sweet way. You can definitely smell the frankincense in it. So I'm going to try to distribute it as best as I can. And I also have some avocado oil, which I want to add. I had kept it just in case I needed to add oil for fluidity. And I don't think I do, but just to be safe, I will. And it will also be at this point as an extra super fat. Okay, before putting it on the mold, I'm going to distribute the confetti part of the soap, which is just leftover pieces, you know, cut off pieces that maybe when I was trimming some other soaps. And what I did is that I tried to choose the ones that are that will be a contrasting color against the brown, since I'm expecting this to discolor. And I also tried to choose some purples, since purple is associated as the color of royalty, which is more for, not for the three wise men, even though they're known as kings. I'm not quite sure that they were kings. They were obviously, they studied stars, so they were astrologers, but they were nonetheless wealthy and wise. But they came to worship a king because that was the star that they saw. So the purple is more for that, and the crown. Now I need to act fast and plop this into the mold, since it's beginning to lose heat and it's beginning to set. Okay, what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to trim the top so it doesn't look so rough. I'm going to first press it as well as I can, and now I'm just passing this long blade on top, and I'm gonna put this on the mold, the cavity mold. So we're left with this, which still looks a little bit rough. I'm gonna try just to pour some olive oil and see if that helps me smooth it out. If nothing else, the oil has helped to bring some moisture back into the soap, which is going to help in adding the embeds that I have. Before adding them though, I'm going to sprinkle some of the micas, which I have here, a gold mica. Okay, that sort of has the look of gold. I need to figure out how to add the embeds. You know, maybe I shouldn't have done gold, because now it's not gonna create a big contrast with the actual crown. So let me do something else.